All right, let's see. Here we go. What is up, YouTube? Beta Male here. So I heard you guys like to do reviews. I'm not really a review guy, but I can give you my shitty opinion, and if you want to keep listening to it, that's up to you. So I'm actually going to go over just basic information today and kind of show you what I'm riding with. So if you guys end up liking the videos or you're liking the gear that I'm using or whatever, you guys don't have to ask the questions because you know exactly where to go to get what I got. So I'm going to go over the gear first. We're going to show you just how I'm starting out. So far, I'm actually enjoying what I have right now. So starting off with the mic. If you guys like the sound quality of what I've got here, these are some basic Apple earbuds with a 3.5 millimeter jack. I found these lying around, and you can see videos. I can post them in the description here to give you guys an idea of where to find those. I have 2 spare sets, so it was easy for me to grab them. Didn't cost me a dime. The sound quality is fantastic. In my videos, you guys are going to be stoked to see how cheap this is. But as far as everything goes, for me, it wasn't as cheap. This is about the cheapest thing being free that I have in my setup. I still have the ear pods in these ones because I haven't made any modifications to them yet. You don't need to if you're riding and you like to have those in. I don't particularly want to crash and have these embedded into my skull, so I will remove at least one of them later on. The profile is low. The sound quality is fantastic. Thank you, Apple, for having actually good microphones and audio devices in your products from the beginning, even though I hate you. So we're going to go over the table behind us right now. But first off, I think that you guys might want to see the bike, because that's what this channel's about. As you may or may not know, I have a Beta cross trainer. I am out in the beautiful Colorado area. So if you want to check more out as far as this bike is concerned, I am always giving rides to people and letting them see what the cross trainer is all about. I absolutely love this bike. Crappy bike? Not really. Not the worst bike in the world. This is how I started, the Hawk 250. That's how I got into riding. I bought these cheap things saying, hey, do I want it? Am I going to get motivated to ride? And I went straight from something like that to this beauty that you see before you. So first things first is that you might know that it's not the standard red. So I crash a lot. And this is one of the first things that I got as kind of like a backup, and I don't really like the red, to be honest. So this is a Polysport plastics on the bike. I haven't really gotten a hard ride in these yet, and as much as I crash, you will definitely get a full review from this channel on how durable these things are. These are the stock stickers. I pulled it off of there. But so far, they fit perfectly. I have had no problems at all. I mean, even the small details here, they match up just great. And I really like the way the black just meets up with the white and the red. Personally, I like black and white. That's my go-to, as you will see when I do my review. So, Enduro Engineering brush guards. The actual guards themselves, fantastic. Can't say enough about them. As you can tell, I've crashed quite a bit so far. I only have maybe 30 hours on this bike, and I have crashed probably about 25 of those 30 hours. So these things hold up really well. However, I'm going to get into more detail about them. The U-clamps on them are garbage. Absolutely garbage. I did not like them at all. I would crash, and these are Circa, which I have replaced these two now. Circa Pro U-clamps. Definitely recommend these. The Enduro Engineering ones only had 2 bolts. Circa's got the 4, so it's more evenly distributed. The weight, compression on the handlebars, they don't move as much. They're just more sturdy. I feel like when I crash, they feel more secure. This is an actual deeper U, So things like this go right where they're supposed to be. My Enduro Engineering U-clamps, I actually had the bolt blow out. So I was racing with somebody, and they were much faster than I am. They were teaching me how to race, rather. And I just continually crashed the entire day. That just was destroying my bike. I blew both bolts out on both of these. How, you might ask? I was going as fast as I could for what I knew, and that's how that happens. That's all I know. I blew them both out because I have bigger balls and I have a brain. So unfortunately for those, they're gone. I love these Circos, however. Great product. The Enduro Engineering brace, brush guards themselves, and the plastic that goes over top of it, fantastic. Absolutely love it. Would not ask for anything else. This mirror, trash. It rattles around when you ride inside of the actual plastic casing, and it's annoying. It's sound that you don't need when you're trying to enjoy yourself. And of course, that rattling ended up losing the mirror itself. So I have about, let's see here, 327 hours on this baby, and 25 hours. I've ridden probably about 60 hours total. I have had people tell me that my riding skills are beyond what I have been telling them. Most people have been saying that either one, I'm going to be a good rider, or two, they don't believe me when I tell them how long I've been riding. I don't know if I can attribute it to, one, the fact that I don't have a brain when I sit on a bike. I just do things. But this bike just makes me feel confident. When I first got on it, I was used to the Chinese ones that you sit low on and you touch the ground and there's never any real problems, and you don't really know what a good suspension is or what a bad suspension is, so you just ride them around. But then you sit on this and you're like, oh, that's what it feels like to have a nice bike. And I would highly recommend this. As a matter of fact, I think I might upgrade to a double R just to get that better suspension stuff later on in the future. But I'm not looking for anything at the moment. So going over just the bike itself, buy it. Don't wait, buy it. I still got the tags on it. It's from the factory. You can ride it on the road as long as you've got that little mirror, and you can get insurance on it. Boom, you get tags. That is something that you can't really do with most bikes. They don't have the rear brake light. They don't have the turn signals, which this one doesn't, but it has everything here already. Like a KTM, I like them. I've ridden them, but you can't do that. You have to buy the $400 kit, and it just seems to be an extra bit of money that you throw into the black hole that is dirt bikes. So moving on, I have a P-Tech skid plate. So as far as the P-Tech skid plate is concerned, this thing is fantastic. I have had nothing but good things to say about it. I rashed it pretty hard right there. And this actually has saved my bacon quite a few times already. I really enjoy having this on there. It looks great. I feel confident with the ability for it to protect, my exhaust and everything else that it protects. Definitely something I recommend. They used to not, but now they have a piece of foam on the underneath here that protects the frame. I don't really think that that's necessary. And I kind of burnt mine a little bit anyways, powder coating this. So it didn't do me a whole lot of good. As far as the actual just durability, the linkage here is pretty solid. I might need to tighten that up. I had a pretty good crash there. But overall, I really enjoy it. You can't really have access to your power valve, so you might want to drill through right there to get that. I am not going to adjust that. I have a 15-tooth sprocket coming in that I'm going to use with that and see kind of how that works, and quite loose. I must have missed a bolt on the bottom there. I'm going to check that out. Anyways, so P-Tech, definitely a pro. It's pretty, it's durable, it's thick, it's just a really nice guard, in my opinion. I've tried, bashing things on the underside to get over. I haven't really done anything crazy yet. I will be getting into that here soon. The more and more I get familiar with my riding, the more I'm going to start taking it up a notch. So as far as that's concerned, I'm going to go over to Unibiker radiator guards. These things are fantastic. I have actually had, while riding right here, you might see that is bent in quite a bit. So there's a reason why I got these Polysport plastics, is because I completely destroyed this half of the stock X-Trainer plastics. I had a tree branch go through and snap that, but of course it broke off and hit into here too, bent this thing completely back, and it's, as you can see, my radiator is not damaged. So it did exactly what it was supposed to do. It deflected it. Wasn't very expensive. It does its job. I really like them. I powder coated these white. Everything that you see is colored. I powder coated. I bought a Harbor Freight powder coater and went to work on it. Really enjoy that as well. Worth the money, in my opinion. And I'm a complete noob, so it actually does its job the way it's intended, and possibly even better than that. So as far as I'm concerned, the only things that I don't really like about the cross trainer itself is the size of the gas tank. The gas tank itself just seems like I'm always at that half a tank of gas. I'm always at a half a tank of gas, and I never really go under a half a tank of gas. It's the Jesus of bikes. It creates gas when it needs it to make sure I don't end up dead on the side of the road somewhere or the trail, but it's always got me wondering whether I'm going to make it. So you definitely have to have faith in the gas tank, which I do, which is why I ride it, but it's a rocky faith, to say the least. You don't want to end up on the side of the trail with nothing. That would suck. So I keep a little, what do they call it, a rambler with me, so that I can have that little bit of extra gas without having to carry a bigger tank, because the gas tank is just ridiculously expensive. $300 for a gas tank is a little bit overdoing it. Not a huge fan of the gas, or of the price on that. So let's see, what else can I go over as far as the Circa U clamps, Unibiker radiator guards, the P-Tech skid plate. I haven't really made any modifications to the bike itself. Still has the stock Shinko tires. They are tubeless for the 2019 model. The front tire is still completely stock. I probably will not go through that anytime soon. That front tire is, I've got 327 miles, and I mean, even the rear tire, and I don't go slow, and it's not like I go on crappy trails. I go through pretty rough trails, and I go pretty darn fast. You can see even the outer knobbies are kind of worn, because when I lean the bike over, I lean the bike over. I don't, when somebody tells me lean hard to turn, that's what I do. I don't think about it. I just do it, and that is, so far, this is a nice tire. I think that I might go with the golden tire later. I have not confirmed that yet. So far, I haven't got to that point, so I don't really need to worry about it. Oil injection system on this is fantastic. So I guess now that I've gone over the bike, oh no, I haven't. Midwest Engineering clutch. Now they say that this reduces the clutch pull weight. I actually moved my adjuster here, sunny side up, just the way I like my eggs. And I moved the brake all the way over to the side, so all I have is just that space here to pull, because it does come out here and it does knock your knuckle. So I like to have it all the way in, because when I'm on a technical terrain, I'm slipping my clutch. The clutch pull is that far, fully engaged. I like that. The other one was way out here, and I got used to it, but that much extra pull, I got a lot of strain in my fingers. Didn't like that very much. This is really nice. I could pull it with my pinky. So it's naturally just an easier pull, but I think because how close it is that it makes it comfortable. Not necessarily because the clutch lever itself does a lot. I would take this off, but I can show you right here is the engaging rod, I guess, for lack of a better term. You screw that in or you screw that out, and it allows the rod to engage that clutch a little bit better. And then there's another screw, a set screw here, that adjusts where this sits. So I have it sitting pretty much all the way back. It used to engage way up here at the very beginning of the clutch. I don't like that. That hurt my fingers because it was just always so tense, that full grip. I mean, I felt like I was rock climbing all day long, and I ride a lot. So having this adjusted to right here is just perfect. I love it. It definitely makes it feel just a lot more comfortable. I'd have to say maybe not lighter, but just way more comfortable. And if I needed to, I can always get that 2-finger on it. I will add hockey tape to this. It's going to help that stay because it's fat. I don't really like the size of it. It just feels like I have less purchase over the entire face because my fingers aren't very big. So just the tip of my finger is here. So when I pull it, it rolls. If I have that hockey tape, I can pull it and it just feels comfortable where it's at. I think that's probably going to be the way to go. So let's go ahead and go over to the gear now. Right now, let me see if I can actually unscrew this. Aha, I can. And I'm going to be putting the items that I'm using in the description box. Yeah, whatever. So this is my tripod. I'm keeping that with me because I have a second GoPro. I actually broke the first one within the first 5 minutes that I got it. And so I have this second one is going to be going on my face mask. This is going to be going on the cool shots like jumps, such and such that I see that I might be able to get a good angle on. I can tie this around a tree. These are fully adjustable and they lock pretty good. I like this thing. Generally, it's sturdy. I haven't had any problems with it. But then again, when I take it out and I'm riding with it, if I crash and it breaks, you'll be the first to know. So, all right. So these are the O'Neill Element boots. I am a size 10. And I had some other boots there that Alpine Stars, they were used, extremely highly used as a matter of fact. And I have like a buddy bike here. So I needed an extra pair of boots that, were newer for me, that kind of fit my color standard. I already had the jacket and the helmet here. The boots don't have a lot of padding on the inside here. I think I might end up stitching something like that in. You don't really have access to it, so how I'm going to do that, I may end up taking some adhesive, some fabric adhesive, and maybe some double-sided tape or something. I'll figure it out and I'll let you guys know. But I'm going to Velcro some padding into here. That's going to make just the calf muscle, and then right here in where your ankle bone is, it's protruding. It kind of sticks into it. This is a hard plastic. It's not soft at all whatsoever. I've heard of people saying that this will crack after time if you just let them sit. So I guess recommend riding them with them and just getting the use out of them while you can. They're not expensive. They're comfortable as far as that's concerned. Like the toe and foot area, I feel, has a lot of space. The ankle feels strong. They say that there's a steel shank here. I can feel it here, but this is what I'm worried about. Having something like that foot peg stab into your ankle. Down here, not so much, but you can see just right at this point, there is a possibility of being injured. And this part, maybe not so much because it's got that harder plastic on there. What I would have to say, besides the padding that I don't like about this, is this. The texture, because this is really, really hard plastic. And the texture is honeycomb, and it's got all these sharp edges on the end. And it just seems like it's made for destroying your engine covers, you know, your oil or your clutch cover. I don't like that at all. I would like to fix that, but you know, I heard, as far as this is concerned, that people go with the clutch cover from Recluse because there's a higher oil capacity in it. So less oil changes and more oil for the engine to make sure that it stays lubricated at all times. Absolutely. Definitely going to go with that. So O'Neill Element boots, not sure what year this is. The quick straps are actually nice. They don't strap and clip. I mean, there's something satisfying about just clack. They don't do that. They clip in here. Whoops. They're a little bit tight. I like them tight. But yeah, they just kind of snap in. They don't really click in. And I just pushed it out. Well, that's a con, I guess. You can push that out. But otherwise, for what they cost, great bike boots. Just started, so I don't need to be blowing thousands of dollars on riding gear, at least not yet. I will start racing, so these will probably be thrashed at some point in time. Definitely have to go up from there. So these are Slate. I don't know what they're called. Slate? Knee pads, just basic knee pads. I don't want to take a knee on a rock and shatter my kneecap. Those are comfortable. They've lasted me so far. I've fallen a few times on them. Probably going to go to something better later on in the future. Not much to say about that. This is a One Storm helmet. I actually love this thing. I have had people talk about, oh, well, you know, you need goggles, right? And I've had 3 people say that so far. Not needed goggles. This flips down. That's great for when it's super dusty. It has a sun visor in there, which is super nice. I use that most of the time, unless it's really dusty outside. If there's like rain, I will just simply flip those down because then the rain can get into my face area instead of on the shield to block it. If I have this closed when it's raining, I will usually put like a Rain-X or something on the end if I'm expecting rain, and I had no problems with it at all. Love the helmet. These things just detach. They are easily washable. The entire thing detaches. It's super easy to clean. Really like the helmet. It's really comfortable, and I've crashed on it a few times. Like the video you saw earlier was more face first. I know it showed, my hands out, but my hands were out trying to roll, and mostly landed on my side and on my face, which is how I broke my GoPro. Come on. So right now I'm not able to get this to clip in. Come on. There we go. Bam. Alright guys, so I didn't get to finish the video earlier today. As bright and sunny as it was, Colorado weather came in and it just started raining. So I pulled it all in. It's later on at night, got some things done. Anyways, I'm wrapping up the video now. Any questions you guys have, I will gladly answer them for you as soon as possible. Please leave them down there. Like this video. I'm going to be making more whether you do or not, so it doesn't really matter to me. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Peace.